What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back another video on the channel, and today we went to Burger King. I just left the movies and saw Halloween End, so I'll drop a little quick review at the end. You guys remind me not to turn my Twitch notifications off, and I still forgot. I'm so sorry. Anyway, you can catch me on Twitch. I'll be doing live reviews on there as well. But back to business at hand. I went to Burger King after I watched Halloween Ends. Like I said, I'll drop a little review at the end. But had to try this new Ghost Pepper Whopper that dropped. So that is what in the middle, of course, had to get a little dollar menu baller. That's on the menu today. So we got our nice little Burger King Ghost Pepper Whopper review on deck. Digging the content. Please drop a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that cringy YouTube stuff. I'm not going to hold you out. Let's get into the review. The excitement, the passion is here. Nice little wrapped up. Said I was never going to Burger King because they got rid of the chicken. First time I'm getting to see it. Supposedly it's an orange and black. It is definitely an orange and black sesame seed bun. Wow, that is so weird. I got it as is, so this time I can tell you exactly what it's going to taste like. So that is weird. It's got the orange with the black sesame seeds. I'm sure it's just food coloring, so it won't affect the taste. But let's pop this bad boy open and see what is on the inside. This just looks crazy. Don't you think? Anyway, what it has on it, it's got obviously the Whopper, but it has ghost pepper cheese, bacon, crispy jalapenos, and supposedly there's a spicy queso on here. So that's all on this. It says toasted orange and black bun, but it doesn't seem very toasted at all. With that being said, I think this is pretty cool. I like spicy things. We'll see if the ghost pepper cheese is actually hot. The orange and black bun is a nice touch. Let's see. I feel like I'm waiting for it to kick in. And it never does. In the back of the throat, a little bit of a tingle. I'll be honest with you, it's not spicy at all. Anytime restaurants usually say ghost pepper, I've done this multiple times at Popeyes and other restaurants, there's usually a dusting. Wendy's, I believe, did one too. But it's never going to be something that's incredibly hot. Honestly, I think jalapenos are hotter than this. And there's jalapenos on here. Let's see if I can get another bite. There's the queso. I do like the texture of the crispy jalapeno. Balanced out with the bacon salty, the flame grilled taste. I think the ghost pepper cheese adds just like a small... I'll be honest, again, it's not hot. I'm a person with a pretty good spice tolerance, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm one of those people that's like, I can just do spicy things like crazy. As I eat into it, I still think jalapenos are spicy in this. If you just eat a jalapeno, you'll definitely get much more spice in this. Spice level, if I had to give it out of 10 spice level, probably like a 2 or a 3. Like hot sauce spicy. Maybe even less. But, big butt, like big butts. The burger itself is delicious. As far as a Whopper goes, everything on here works. The crispy jalapenos, they add a nice crunch to it. Again, not as much of a spice, but I do get the taste of a jalapeno, which I like. Spicy queso is always a W for me, so I'm a fan of that. The ghost pepper cheese just tastes like regular cheese with a slight kick at the end. Ever so slight. And again, the salty bacon, as well as that flame boiled Whopper taste, it just comes together nice. This is a pretty good burger. I think that it would be even better if you got some kind of like, something cream based to kind of balance it out, because it all seems one-sided on the spicy, acid, salty. I would like something else to kind of balance it out, but now I'm just nitpicking. I'll be honest, if they kept this in the menu, they won't. I would prefer this over a normal Whopper. I just think it has a lot more going on, and I prefer that in a burger. Overall, Burger King scale, fast food scale, I'd probably give this a solid like 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's a very solid burger. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of Whoppers. I feel like they're just better burgers in the fast food game. But I think this is solid. I would add this to the rotation as far as Burger King goes. I know they won't keep it. At least keep those crispy jalapenos. Like, keep some of this stuff on here. I don't need the orange bun. But like a chicken, yeah. Something. Overall, if you're a fan of spicy stuff, I would say you're not going to be floored by the spice level of this burger. If you're doing it just because you want a ghost pepper thing, there are much better options in the game. But if you just want to try like a new Whopper that might have a little bit of a kick to it, I think this might be the one for you. Just go into it with that in mind. Anybody that's seeing this, if you're going to say, okay, it wasn't spicy, I completely agree with you. As you can see, I've used 0 condiments. I haven't taken a drink of anything. Hot sauce is the same spice level as this. Like normal Frank's Red Hot is that spice level. So, honestly, now that I'm chewing into this, I wouldn't even call this a 2 or a 3. I would say it's a 1 on the spice scale. A 0 wouldn't be like not spicy at all. 1 being for me, again, spice level hot sauce. But a tasty burger nonetheless. I would recommend that you get it. If you just want to try a new Whopper, it's worth it. Plus the orange bun for me is just cool. Like, I like the orange bun. I don't know why. It doesn't do anything, but it's cool. Fun little Halloween themed thing. Overall, worth a buy. Concludes the review portion of the video. We're just gonna get into a cheeky little Halloween review. Like I said, I always do movie reviews on this page, so I'm still gonna do them as well. If you want something more in depth where you can kind of ask me questions, I'll be on Twitch again tonight, but there'll be a video on demand. This way it's a live stream and people can kind of ask the questions you want to ask without the movie. But I'm gonna keep reviews on here as well. I don't really think there's any pressure to see it or go to Twitch or anything like that, but the option is there if you want it. We do have, of course, the greatest, to me, fast food dollar menu burger in the game. I don't know why I said burger like that. The rodeo burger, which I love, which is just a burger with barbecue sauce and onion rings. So we got 2 of those. I have a chicken junior because I refuse to buy that stupid royal sandwich that they gave with the chicken. Of course, I asked for no lettuce. It does have lettuce on it, but that's fine. I don't really care. We'll just take that off. Nice job, guys. I said no lettuce. It's on my receipt. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Don't like leaves. That's okay. Wipe my hands off. Also have these jalapeno poppers. I got like a 4-piece because it was $1. And then I have these deer ankle nuggets that are from Burger King. And I only did it because I wanted zesty sauce. Because they don't like to give you zesty sauce for some reason. So that's the vibe. Anyway, let's talk about Halloween. Overall, I thought the movie was enjoyable. It was good. But it wasn't great. I think that there's a lot of... It's hard for me to give this part away. I will say this. If you are expecting like a straightforward Halloween, you're not going to get it. It's not what I walked into the movie expecting, which can be looked at as good or bad. I just thought that there was an introduction of a character which wasn't necessary for the movie, and I didn't want to see that. I think after watching this movie, the focus of the movie wasn't where it was supposed to be. I think that I wanted more, because this is supposedly the end of Halloween. No more Michael Myers. I wanted the focus to be more on Jamie Lee Curtis, aka Laurie Strode, and Michael Myers. And for a large, I'd say half of the movie, it genuinely wasn't, in my opinion. I felt like I was watching not a Halloween movie. Now, fan service is a bit of a problem in these modern movies where they're trying to do. And this movie didn't do that, so I commend them for that. But at the same time, what is Halloween without Laurie Strode or Michael Myers. They're in the movie. I'm not saying they're not. I just feel like there needed to be more of a focus on them, in my opinion. I cannot give away plot details, but I just feel like, overall, the first half of the movie, by the time I got to the halfway mark of the movie, I was going, I don't think I like this movie. Second half of the movie, I enjoyed. I liked. So, as this is supposed to be the conclusion of Halloween, I think you're going to get a satisfying conclusion. It may not be the one you want, or the one that people expect, but it is definitely a definitive conclusion to the series. They didn't leave anything out. With that being said, I don't really think that there were any, like, really great kills, because that's not what Halloween is about. I think the acting was what you'd expect in a Halloween movie. I just think that, I think overall what I'd say about the movie is that I enjoyed it, but I'm slightly disappointed. I think my expectations were higher than what I got. It's so hard to say some of this stuff without giving away the movie. Okay, I will say this. I'm trying to think of a way to say this without giving away any plot points. Number one, I said it again. It's not what you're going to expect going into that movie. I don't think it is. Mostly in Halloween, what you get is, like, you know, Michael Myers running around doing his thing. You're not going to get that. And two, the Michael Myers that I saw in that movie, I don't even know who that is. Some of the things I wish I could go into it. In a couple of weeks, I will on Twitch, give people a chance to see it. You don't have to go to theaters to watch this. If you have Peacock, you can watch this on Peacock. By the time this video is out, it will be out on Peacock. Disappointed. But, enjoyed it. I just felt like, with this second trilogy kind of thing, you have Halloween, the original, then you have Halloween 2018, you have Halloween Kills, which is that middle one, and then Ends. I feel like the first Halloween and the second Halloween led up to, like, this moment, and then it just didn't land like I thought it would. So, even though I think it was an enjoyable movie, the way that they did it, they had this kind of thing in the beginning where you don't even need to watch the other ones for this movie to make sense. So why did I watch the other ones? It's a very... If you watched Thor, they did the same thing in Thor. If that makes sense. So, I did like it. I just didn't love it. And I don't think it was any actor in the movie's fault. It was just the way that it was put together. And I could do without, like, the new character. Overall, again, last thing I'll say and I'll get off the movie. You have the opening act, as in the cold open, which, if you don't know, that's like the beginning before the actual, like, title card rolls out, was good. The actual first act of the movie, wasn't the biggest fan. There's a pivotal point in the movie, and then it goes into a point which I find more enjoyable, and that's the movie that I wanted to watch. And if I would have gotten more in that, I think I would have loved it. But it just, I felt almost wasted time with pointless plot points. When you see the movie, and again, please don't spoil it for people in the comments, you will understand what I'm talking about. But it was such an unexpected thing, I commend them for at least going in another direction. I do. It just didn't quite land for me. That's all. That's going to be the review again. I'll do more live so I can go into answering questions that you guys have about the movie. I feel like that's a lot better than just me spouting things off and trying to be like, oh, well, this... More of my style is to do that. But that's what I think of the movie. Out of a 4 or a 5-star rating, I would give it probably like a 3.5. Good. but disappointing. A little better than how disappointed I was in Thor, which I think is my most disappointing movie of the year. I expected a lot more. Spooky season is here, and I haven't really had like that really good spooky movie this year. I did watch Hellraiser, and I thought it was good. But I don't really care about Hellraiser. Not my type of thing. I just feel like there's just a bunch of like S&M people from another dimension, and just like, I don't know. Never really moved me, Hellraiser. You know what moves me? This pie, because it's yummy. So I'm gonna eat this Hershey Pie before it melts. Hershey Pies at Burger King are the ultimate Burger King snack. It is one of the few things on the menu that always hits different. And it just, Burger King overall is like an okay place. It used to be great, but you got rid of Chicken, so I'm mad at you still. But this pie, it always hits. You get it for like $1 and change, and they make sure they give you the fork. And it just is a perfect little cap to what you're doing, what you want in here. You got the chocolate mousse, and then that crust. And it's always slightly melted because they put it in the same bag as the fries. But it just works. It just works. It's a good $1 snack. I remember when it did cost $1. Now it's like $1.70. Still not mad at that. You can do a lot worse for snacks. I'm just mad at them still because of the chicken. I'm not gonna lie. I had that Royal, whatever it is, one time. And I'm not gonna pretend. Just disappointment. So from now on, there won't be much Burger King for me. New menu item, of course, I got y'all. I'm gonna eat that. I'd also like to thank the people that wrote in my comments, tagged me on different social media platforms, told me on Twitch about this Whopper, as well as Taco Bell, the nacho fries, the truff sauce, which from what I saw, I'm still gonna do it, because, any excuse. I've been a big, if you were there for my OG days when I started YouTube a couple of 2 years ago, whatever it was, I was eating truff almost every day. I love truff sauce. But what it looks like to me is nacho fries with truff on it. I'm still doing it. That will be up when you see this. It'll be up tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. If you want to watch the unfiltered, I'm going to do that instead of unfiltered on this channel. That will be on Twitch. I've said that one already. Not a big deal. But I want to make sure people do know. Because if you go looking for it, it's going to be there. I'll post a link to that in that description. But I feel like with this channel, the original point of this channel was always to do that. So as much as I love doing unfiltered, I just feel like it doesn't fit the theme of this page, this channel. So it's just moving, it's not stopping. And instead I get to review a new menu item, which was always the beginning of what this channel was in the first place. So, again, I'm still eating this. This thing is Burger King's, what's this called, a junior chicken? Does it hit like a McChicken? Because this looks like, it got a sesame seed bun. It looked kind of soggy. Let's see. What do they put in the McChicken that makes this better? The McChicken better. That's still okay. McChicken has like a distinct McDonald's-y taste to it that it just hits. But what you can do, if you turn that the right way, is you cop you some zesty zest. I meant to put my chicken in, I didn't put an onion ring, so that's what it goes with. And you get one of them. Now that hits. Yeah. I ended up sitting next to this young couple. I say young, I'm talking like they were probably 18, 17. They were like talking the whole. I was trying so hard to be mad. I get it, you know. I'm old. I'm at the theater. I'm chilling. They were like taking selfies the whole time. I don't know if that. They were definitely on a date, but they had to at least have been a new couple, or like first date type of stuff. It's just PDA in movie theaters, in a packed theater. I don't think I ever did that. It was a bit much. And I didn't want to say nothing. Because I just feel like I'm at the age now where young kids do stuff that I wouldn't do anymore. But I feel like I would have done that if I was that age. You know what I mean? So I try not to give younger people a hard time with that stuff because I know how I used to act when I was younger. The person you see today is not the same. So, like, when I see, like, you know, for example, I'll give another example, like kids, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old, and they're riding their bike in the street, right? And, you know, you're trying to drive your car, and you're trying to, like, you know, and they're like, I used to do that, so I can't get mad because, like, I get it. So I try to give young people a hard time when they do or say stuff that I deem, like, what are you doing now? Because I was the king of what are you doing now at that age. You know, so I don't want to be a grumpy old man now. Can y'all please move off the road when you're in bikes? If not, it's cool, because I used to do it. I used to go to movie theaters as a teenager, and I'd be talking the whole damn time, and I didn't think it was a big deal. You know, I'm like, shut up. Like, somebody would be like, hey, son, like, shut up. You know, like, I was that. So, I don't want to give them a hard time. I try to do that. You know, sometimes when I even see comments on my own page, I realize that some of the people are saying you're young. Like, it's not disrespect to you because I get at your age you think you kind of, what you're doing is, like, I understand that. But I'm going to tell you this. One day, I'm going to say you're probably going to be like 27, 28. What you're going to do is you're going to look back at pictures when you were 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And you're going to be like, what the hell was I doing? Like, how did I even think that was cool? And then you're going to start thinking about stuff you used to do. And you'll be like, what the hell was I doing? I can't believe I used to think that was cool. Because I get it. Like, I've done that. But I'd ask you, when you start getting older, you get into your late 20s, pay this mindset forward that I have. Don't give the young kids a hard time. You gotta let them be young and stupid. You gotta let it happen. There was a lot of younger kids in this movie. You know, like 18, 17, 16, somewhere around there. And they were doing some stuff where I was like, you know, I feel like when you're that age, you like kind of don't get, like, the world doesn't revolve around you yet. You know, you're kind of, you have for the most part, like, your life is kind of figured out for you. You know, what classes you take, and your parents take care of you, or whoever's, you know, your guardian, whatever, takes care of you. So you kind of don't have this concept of, like, and some people don't even ever get that concept, but I feel like I used to do that too. You know, I used to, like, be loud in, you know, movies or, like, at restaurants and shit, and, you know, or, like, you'd be talking to your friends and cracking jokes or pulling pranks or throwing popcorn and shit. Like, I get all that. I do. So I don't give them a hard time. As long as they don't mess with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're minding their business, I'm not going to be one of them people to get up like, hey, sir, can you mind it? I don't do that. Like, I let them do their thing because one day you'll figure it out. But to me, I don't want to be that person. You know, so, excuse me. Shout out to all the young people out there, teenagers. Do your thing, man. Just understand, one day you're going to look back and be like, yo, I don't know what the hell I was doing. You're going to do it. I know you're going to say stuff now, because I used to do the same thing. When people my age, really, yeah, probably around this, you start being like, oh, well, you don't get it. Like, you old now, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's going to happen, bro. It's crazy. I used to do that, and now I'm not. I would say at this point that you evolve like every 5 years. That's when there's like a big change from one person to the next. Every 5 years. So you'll be a completely different person at 18 than you were at 13. You'll be a completely different person at 23, at 28, and you know, after that, like, you start, like, I look back at when I was 21, 22, and I'm like, yo, what the, like, for real. Like, it's crazy. And at that point, when I was 21, I thought I was grown. Like, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew, you know, like, oh, y'all don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all old heads, you know what I'm saying? I talk to the 30-year-old, like, 30-year-old, like, oh, y'all don't get it. And now I'm the 30-year-old, and I'm like, it's crazy, you know? And I feel like when I get another 5 years, and then eventually, like, when I get in, like, to being 40, and then I get into being 40, I feel like I'm going to be a completely different person, because me at 25, me at 20, me at 15, completely different people, you know? Each one more mature than the next, but, man, I was just thinking about that. I'm watching this movie, I'm like, these kids don't shut up. But then I just thought about it, I'm like, yeah, they're probably 15, 16 years old, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the only difference is, like, the era you were in. You were the same, you just did it differently. You feel me? Like, I feel like, as a millennial like us, we didn't have, like, the TikToks and shit. We weren't doing so, like, making TikToks, like, and stuff like that, you know? But we would be, like, texting or something that, you know, if you were an adult or, like, a teenager in the 90s or something, like, you weren't texting. I don't know what they were doing, but they were probably doing something that was annoying. And in the 80s, you were probably annoying. So, same idea in my head, where it's like, you know, in the 2000s, we didn't really, like, we had MySpace and shit, but I know what we did. We had, like, MySpace, right, around that age. But our camera phones weren't the quality that these camera phones are now. At all. Like, you had a phone that had a camera, but the camera gave you, like, a 5-second clip, and it was, like, mad grainy. And I figured it out. So, what we used to do when we went out, like, we went to the mall, went to whatever, you actually had, like, an actual camera on you, bro. Like a digital camera. You carried a phone and a camera. Like, whatever you used to record stuff with a camcorder, whatever, you had a camera. So we had a digital camera. So we would take pictures with the freaking camera. The flash would be all, like, super, like, you couldn't not do it. You know what I'm saying? And then you get this, like, picture with a red eye on it. So we have that, and you had to go home and upload it to put it on MySpace or whatever. So, but we were annoying with that kind of shit. And I feel like there's always something like that. So when I look and I see these kids, because I saw it today, they're, like, making TikToks, and hell, I make TikToks at the movies. I just did make a TikTok at the movies, so I can't really say that. But, you know, like, doing dances. They're in the, I'm not even joking, like, in front of the theater. Like, you know, like, before you walk in, and I used to put the camera down there, doing a little funny, you know, little funny dances and stuff. I'm old. And I was just like, wow. But then I realized, like, it just manifests itself differently. And in 10 years, you guys making the TikToks, you're going to look and there's going to be younger kids doing stuff, and you're like, man, was I really like that? Yes. The answer is yes. We're all like that. I just wanted y'all to know that, but, excuse me. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to get out of here. I'm actually going to go on Twitch in a little while. So if you want to catch me on there, again, just, you know, use the website, and you can, it's just another app. But other than that, tomorrow, we'll have the Taco Bell for the real ones. We had a Taco Bell out, and we'll be back. More movie reviews, all this stuff, man. I love you guys so much. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.